Hey everybody, Gunnison Undercover. Today is February 25th, 2019. It is Monday. And it is a windy day here in New Jersey. This is probably the most windiest day of the whole year. And anybody in New Jersey knows what I'm talking about today. That wind has been whipping around like crazy. Like 60-mile-an-hour winds out there. So we got ourselves, well, I say I got ourselves anything. I'm challenging you guys to do the Google challenge, okay? And the Google challenge today is type in police officer arrested for domestic violence. That's it. Police officer arrested for domestic violence. There you go. I put it in there. Let's see if that'll show up. There it is. It's coming up. And let's just go see what shows up when we put that in, because, you know, I've been beating the drum about cops and domestic violence, and I've been beating the drum about those little badge bunnies out there that like to chase after them, and then they get married, and all of a sudden they're getting killed, they're getting shot, they're getting stabbed. I report the stories. You guys have all seen them. And I get a few out there say, oh, you know, they're not all bad, some of them are good, and, you know, this, that, and the other thing, but the fact is, don't get married to them because you don't know what you're getting. So let's go down the list and see what we got. This one, which I've been knowing about for a little bit, I didn't report in the story, but this one came out locally. Asbury Park police officer's domestic violence case vanishes within months. Now, the story behind that, from what I just read briefly a while back, is that he got arrested or something for domestic violence, and somehow the whole thing just disappeared. So it's a big thing going on about that. So here we go. This one's New Albany police officer arrested on domestic battery charges. This is looks like this one's down in Kentucky. This is dated October 26, 2018. Memphis police officer arrested for assault, domestic violence. This was reported on 12/12/2018. So it was December of 2018. Orangeburg police officer fired after domestic violence arrest. And that was reported in ABC Columbia, and that was 12/14/2018. It says the police officer in South Carolina has been fired after he was arrested and charged with domestic violence. Painesville police officer arrested after domestic assault report. That was in the report in the Duluth News Tribune, and that was on January 6, 2019. Not that long ago. Former Bellingham police officer found guilty of domestic violence abuse. That was reported on November 14, 2018, the Bellingham Herald. Police officer fired after domestic violence arrest, South Carolina News. That one we just talked about. MPD officer relieved of duty after being arrested for domestic violence. And this was, I'm going to report on this story here. We'll get back to it. A Memphis police officer who was accused of beating his girlfriend, blah, blah, has been relieved of his duties. And that's reported on WREG.com. We'll get back to the story because that one I found interesting. CCPD police officer arrested for domestic violence. Tampering evidence. That's on YouTube. Dated December 22nd, 2018. A Corpus Christi police officer is facing serious charges. Arlington police officer charged with domestic violence assault. That's dated October 29, 2018. An Arlington police officer was arrested Sunday and charged in connection with an alleged assault in the early morning hours when he was off duty. Clay Township officer arrested on domestic violence charge. That's reported in the Dayton Daily News. Clay Township police officer Martin D. Stringfellow was arrested Wednesday by Brookville officers and charged with a misdemeanor. Doesn't give the date. I'm not going to click on it. Cop in lawsuit arrested on domestic violence charge. And that's reported in the HumaToday.com. And this is reported on December 26, 2018. A Huma police officer at the center of recently settled free speech lawsuit against such and such. Doesn't go on to it. Fresno police officer charged with 2 felonies, extreme violence. Wow, an officer charged with violence? Unheard of. That's reported October 9th, 2018. Officer Brian Heck is facing 2 felony charges, one for domestic violence and one for assaulting. Dallas police officer arrested for domestic violence in Mansfield. Oh, this one's reported February 7th, 2019. Mansfield, Texas. Mansfield police arrested a Dallas police officer accused of assaulting a family member. Ada police officer wanted in domestic violence. Okay, this is reported on the Ada News. January 13, 2019, a warrant has been issued for the arrest of an Ada police officer accused of threatening his estranged wife. 2 NYPD workers, including a cop, arrested in separate cases of domestic violence. That's reported in the New York Daily News. That was dated February 26, 2018. Warrior police officer arrested for domestic violence. North Jefferson News. August 27, 2018, a Warrior police officer is currently facing domestic violence charges for the second time in 2 years after he alleged. Oh, well, I just went down to the initial list of domestic violence when I just typed in officer arrested for domestic violence. I should try sometime, or maybe one of you guys can do it. Type in garbage man arrested for domestic violence and see how many stories come up. Now, let me get back to this one here I wanted to talk about. Okay, yeah, let me get this one here. Is this the one I want? Yeah, here it is. So, here is the story. I'm going to read this one to you. There you go. It's coming in focus now. Let's read the story and find out what this fine, upstanding officer out protecting and serving the community is doing. And it reads as follows. Memphis, Tennessee. A Memphis police officer who is accused of beating his girlfriend has been relieved of duty. Shelby County deputies respond to the call Sunday afternoon at a home just outside Cordova. They say Officer Dennis McNeil's girlfriend and her were going to get their nails... Wait a second. Officer Dennis McNeil's girlfriend... Okay. And her friend were going to get their nails done when he demanded she return his credit card. Well, why did you give you a credit card, you numbnuts? She gave it back, but the report says she accused him of texting a 19-year-old woman and then tried to slap him. That's when things got violent. So he's got a girlfriend that he's seen on a regular basis. Then he has a side chick. Understandably, that girl will be a little upset, because it's disrespectful to her. Police say McNeil then grabbed the woman and threw her against a wall and banged her head against it 3 times. She claims McNeil then threw her on the bed and punched her in the face with a closed fist. The report says he then started to choke her and said he was going to kill her. The victim screamed out that she couldn't breathe before her friend called 911 and yelled for him to stop. Deputies say McNeil left the house with the couple's 7-month-old baby. Oh, great. He's got a kid with this chick, the girlfriend. You women, you're going out there and having babies with these guys, and you're not married. The officer is charged with aggravated assault. Police say McNeil has been with the force since 2014. He's been relieved of duty while an investigation is conducted. So what's that mean, relieved of duty? I mean, he's been suspended? Is that what it means? Doesn't say he was fired. Well, there you have it. Let me, you ladies, you badge bunnies, that's what we call you, badge bunnies out there. You're smitten by that uniform. You like those tough guys. You like that power that's going to bring you being with him. Well, you might want to think twice. I keep telling you all the time, think twice about getting involved with these sociopaths, because it's all about them. The blue narcissistic syndrome, it's all about them. And, yeah, there's some cops out there, they're not bad, they're good guys, they're not going to do any stuff. But unfortunately, we're not talking about them. We're talking about the bad ones. And I would advise any father out there, if your daughter is going to bring home a cop, it's probably not a good idea. I don't want to have to do the story about her, okay? Anyway, folks, Google it for yourself. Let me bring it back up. Google it for yourself. There it is. What's that say right there? Police officer arrested for domestic violence. Now, what you can do is you can just like do it for your own state and see what comes happen. Because I first did that with New Jersey, and then I just put it blindly in there to see what would come up. And it pretty much gives you what came up for me is stuff that's within a year's time. It's happened within a year. So take that challenge, type it in, and see what you come up with. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Like, share, subscribe. Follow me on Gunnison Undercover. I do post stories on there that I don't necessarily cover on the YouTube channel. And sometimes the stories that I do post there are the prelude to what I'm going to do on here. And I'll put the link in there for that one cop there that beat the crap out of his girlfriend, threatened to choke her and kill her. And you can read it for yourself. Till next time, people, you see something, you record something.